Hello there. This is the third installment of playing with seeds. And I was able to put some seeds together so it empties out other containers. And so what I'm doing is taking, this is my extra stash when I first get them. I put them in here and then I feed them into here, which is that suitcase that in turn I can grab and take outside. So these are all my herbs. So I'm putting them in alphabetical order, and I keep doing this. Keep doing this. Okay, this one is too big. It's like way too big, and it doesn't fit in my suitcase. So this, I have to go here. The whole reason why I clean this one. That's how quickly my memory goes. And I do them on the back, and in the suitcase, it doesn't matter if you put them this way or this way, handle-wise. They fit just the same. So this is going to be my herbs. I'm going to do it in metallic ink. The ink comes off really good with that awesome stuff from Dollar Tree. I had permanent marker on it, and I just took that one off. So now I'm just... Thing with metallic is you have to let the layers dry before you can relayer it. But it comes up. I'll be able to see what I'm doing, so I'll let that dry. I do have a bunch of tags that I made out, so this way I can just grab and go. Lemon, cream, tomatoes, Nunum, basil, lemon and mint, so made those up. These do not last long in the sun as far as the wording or the actual tags themselves. A couple of seasons and they'll break. I don't do wood because those will break inside the dirt. So these I was going to put inside the larger one here. And out of curiosity, since this has herbs on it, and I'm not going to have herbs in it, and I use metallic, and yeah, there it is. Good. Takes it right off the metallic pen, which I wouldn't doubt it, but... Alright, so yeah, you can just grab what you're going to plant and make them up, and then just grab it and go. Alright, so I have beans, basil, cold brassica, crops, corn, cucumbers, lettuce, melons, onions, peppers, sage, squash, thyme, toms. So sage is an herb. So let me find herbs right there. And there's no point in having something just for sage. That's lame. So let me take this off. I use this on a thin Sharpie. We'll see if it comes off just as easily. Takes elbow grease, but it's coming off. And usually what does it better is if you retrace it with the pen and then wipe it off. But this one's doing it. It lifts it off itself. Good as new. Alright, so sage. Let's see how many. Basil. I think I put a sage in here. Sage did very well for me in my tower garden. Basil, I do not have sage in here. So let's see if any packets are open. I'll do open packets before anything else. There's sage broadleaf. It did bitter when it started getting colder. So, chives. Now the other thing you can do is you take your said tag and put them inside here. So the chives, the sage, everything, put those tags in here. So when you plant them, you can put them in right away instead of open up another container, find it, blah, blah, blah. So that's something else you can do. Herbs. Let's see how to put this in its tag. Because that would be easier since you have them there. then and there. But I can also do that afterwards. So then all I'm doing is going through here. Beans, basil. See, basil is an herb, and I don't need to put it just specifically for that. So, don't know why I did that. But, so here's an open one. Corsican basil. Licorice. And lettuce leaf. Alright. Yeah, see, some of these stupid envelopes they mass produce them, see where it's buckling, it's got glue down there, so they just did a sloppy job when it came to doing that, however they produce this. So let me damn it. Something around here is getting me all congested and sneezy. Herbs. So, I went through this batch, but let me double do everything. So we have sage, basil, different kinds of basil, dill, basil, basil. I want the containers that are open first. Basil. I already have a sage, courtesan, basil. I don't want to have 3 packages of sage. You know, one's going to last me a season, so no point in putting that. So this is lettuce leaf. I need one of those. Okay. Basil, let's just do herbs. I think I had it to where I had like basil all the time, everything, and it just got to be too much, so I have to, my heater's coming on, so you'll hear that. There's the herbs, and then we're going to take the extra herbs and put them in here, and we'll just feed off of these bags to fill up the rest. So this is how many herbs I have, different varieties, and then I'm going to add, oops, come on, some have multiples, some are single, but anything that's open that I had to staple shut is going first. And then dill tetra. So I don't know why I didn't see the dill part, but let's do that. But these herbs that are like cinnamon, basil and stuff, it's pretty interesting how it tastes like that and how they can make it do that. Herbs. Come on. So, dill. Alright, so now we have herbs. Go here. Cold brassicas, which won't be until freaking colder weather, or you can start them now. But there's nowhere for me to put them or do them or what have you in them. Let's see what we have. Tomatoes. I got tons of tomatoes here. Little tomatoes, big tomatoes. Auntie Molly's ground cherry. White Beauty. Tomatillo purple tomatoes. Let's see if I have any other tomatoes in a bag somewhere. Stay, heel. Okra, or whatever that's called, lettuce, and that's spinach. I have so many things, it's like really annoying. catnip, kale, catnip, tomatoes. I'll combine those two. Carrots. I have to put these back in their container. I washed the container last night. I have to do that. Spinach, radish, lettuce, all these miscellaneous things that I have that don't have a home yet. It takes me so long to get organized because I don't do it in the way that everybody else would do, like lay it out and put them all together and then pick one from each area. And yeah, no, that's not me. All right, so we have 2 of these. So I'm just going to go ahead and open it up. So I can get rid of 1 packet. I'm going to probably have so much going on. That my brain's going to be overwhelmed. The other thing I have to think about is the greenhouse comes with shelves. I can't remember how many. I'll have to look at that. If it comes with shelves at all. I think so. But anyway, I have to figure out the shelf. I've been watching that where people have bricks and then they will put boards on top. You can do those cheap collapsible plastic tables from Wally World. There's a lot of different options. So there's my tomatoes. I'm going to have to go through these several times as I come across different situations. Thyme, see I have one for thyme. Thyme's an herb. So no point in wasting that. German winter thyme, I think that's what's in my container that comes back every year. So I'm going to put this with the herbs. You think you're going to be organized, and then all of a sudden you realize there's too many seeds and you can't do them by certain categories. Here's my herbs. My herbs are winning. Herbs and lettuce are the 2 that I seem to have gotten so far. And I did order me some more lettuce leaf basil. I want to make sure I have that on hand. You can always reproduce and propagate and get the seeds then. But I'm also going to be growing inside the house. Alright, I'm still dealing with the sewer issues. I rent. Seems like every weekend, or every winter and every holiday, because President's Day, it's gonna happen. Sure enough, it does. Luckily, I'm in town and I have stores. I can go use the restrooms if I need to. And I won't go into any further detail about that. But yeah. Alright, so we have peppers. I don't have a lot of peppers. I'm not a big pepper fan, but I will grow them for others. So let me see if I have any peppers and I can install those. Lettuce, purple, whatever those are. Oh yeah, I know, I have these. Good. So, these are peppers that somebody grew and put them on the paper towel for me. I think they're peppers. Yeah. And then I have these miscellaneous peppers, which I would have grown because the person that got them from doesn't put them in a little baggie like I do. Okay, so that one's freed up. Yeah, right here. So we'll go like this. Oh man. That. I'm going to open this up. I kind of sort of look forward to growing in the greenhouse. I just don't get excited about anything anymore, just because of things that go wrong, and you know, like, oh, I can't wait to have it get 50 degrees, which is going to be, I think, 51 today, and go out and start moving the containers off the ground and measure more and really get down nitty-gritty about where I want things. And yeah, so I don't get excited anymore. I've been disappointed in too many things, and I just don't want to deal with it anymore. So, onions. Onions, onions. You know, would it be easier if I go through them this way and then look at the containers? But cactus, eggplant, catnip, so yeah, onions. So lettuce, I have plenty of lettuce in that one. Melons. Squash, tomatoes. So yeah, I just have different categories going different ways. I've got a bunch of lettuce, like I said, herbs in my lettuce are winning. Sometimes they're multiple packs, but I'm going to work off of that small container, which I don't know what I did with, to get the actual seeds out before I use the packaged seeds. Oh, right here. So one of these containers, these are going to be my go-tos, because I have all the herbs in here. And it still has room for 5 more, but sideways, so it'd be like 4. Those are tomatoes. Okay, tomatoes are not an herb, they're a veggie. So why that's in there, I don't know. So, oregano. My brain is all over the place here. Alright, so, let me see. Peppers. Nope, peppers go here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on these small ones, and I'm going to, because these are the ones I physically will bring outside. Everything else is just a backup, so boom. Alright, herbs. I have arugula, basil, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different types of basil, but some may be one type and the others may be a mix, so got plenty of that. Dill, got plenty of that. Mint, plenty. Oregano. Oregano is something I want to put more in there. So let's find to see if I have oregano. And we're going to find herbs. I'm not going to go out and get it if I don't have any more. Lettuce. There's all my herbs. I don't remember seeing any oregano. Basil. Not that I'm a basil nut. Sage, sage, sage. Basil, basil, mix, basil, 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 mix, basil, 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 mix. Alright, so oregano, I don't remember seeing anything of it. Let me make sure I don't have any more stashed away. Turnips, tomatoes, Jackie's Little Pumpkins, beets, dill. I got dill and elephant deal. I don't know what the big deal is. So elephant deal I want to keep separate. Peppers. Lettuce. Got some rose seeds from different rose bushes I've seen around work at home. So yellow onions. Carrots, radishes, carrots, oregano. I don't think I have any more oregano. No big deal if I don't. Look at all these. Tomatoes, chives, lettuce, Some like cucumbers. See, I just don't have any organizational skills of how to do this. You can categorize them in so many ways. So I guess it's just a matter of making a list of what I want, checking it off, putting it into the container that I'm going to use, and then make sure I got those oddballs, lemon and lime basil. Do I have any more lemon and lime basil in here? Persian, lettuce leaf, mammoth, opal. Opal is the orange or the purple one. African Nunum, lemon and lime. Aha. Good. So I'll do that. Spinach. I've never been one to be able to organize, you know? Alright, so lemon and lime. We're going to put those in here. Alright, that frees that one up. Boom, done. As long as I have my basics, and then I can go through and get those tags and make up a tag according to this, and then this way I can go deet, deet, deet. Oregano, I don't have any more oregano, no big deal, I'm not going to cry. Dill, mammoth dill, mint, sage, thyme. Peppers, that's a veggie, goes there. So, boink, boink. Alright. Large crops, herbs, and then let's go vegetables. So I guess I'm going to have to do this. So I'm going to take some of these out. Tell ya. I'm going to put them in here. So many of these. That's what I had ideas is for herbs. Let me see something. I have another container over here. I don't know if I already grabbed it. Oh my goodness. Woo! Well, I'll tell you what, whenever I do the Temu thing back in the day and I was doing all the seeds, these were never open. Oh, okay, I used one off of that one. But these cannot fit inside of, they can, but it'd take up less or more space. And then I have this one that was never open, so yeah, I was prepared to put something in everything. So let me take that. You have all these great ideas to do something, and then plans fall through, or you're not having the willpower to deal with it, or life happens. So yeah, let me put these in here. Alright, so now we're going to make ourselves a pretty little note that says veggies. Let's see. Alright, look how fancy that one is. Cut it out so it fits right there by the handle. that works. That's all I'm doing today. Planting seeds. I gotta clean out by my plants. I keep saying I'm gonna do it, and I never do it. When you have a project, you want to get it going and done and over with, so you're not like, well, it was January just the other day, and then all of a sudden March is here, and you're like, well, I didn't plant all my plants, and now I'm behind. So it's like starting to loom all these hats. You're just like loom, 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 and then all of a sudden you're like, hey, guess what? It's growing season coming up. And then you get this going, and your looming goes sideways. But there's only so much I can do inside the house, so. Alright, veggies. So that will help. Yeah. Pepper. Is that a fruit or a vegetable? It's a vegetable. Beets. So I'm going to see if I can't do this. Let's see here. Pumpkins, fruits and veggies. Yeah, turnips, veggies, toms. Is it a vegetable? Is tom a vegetable or fruit? It's going in here. We're not playing anymore. Dill, I know, is an herb, but this is where you have like one or two things, and you're like, but. Spinach is a veggie. Carrots. Ooh, does not feel very secure. Toms. So what I have to do now, you know, it's very frustrating when you have something here. Here it is. And you know you just had it a few seconds ago, and you wonder how it got over the other area. Come on. Come on, there we go. Alright. So I gotta clean some of these containers. They're just like dusty and gross. I don't want dusty and gross. Oh, I got so many tomatoes and black beauties. This is one of the ones that I want to try growing this year. Scratch this off and redo it because the ink is half there and half not. Alright. Hopefully I don't forget what those are. Peppers. Mixed lettuce. And what I do is I watch a lot of YouTube videos to get me inspired to do it, to get my brain into that gear. That's how I do it for most of my things that I've been doing. Restoring the sewing machines, diamond painting, cross stitching, peyote beading. Onions, veggie. So now I'm trying to find my big black Sharpie pen so I can write. I may end up having to do a label. So let's do a little label. Okay. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to cut it about there. And we're going to write Black Beauties. Black Beauties. Toms. then there. And the other thing you got to remember is you can't have your tape too long, because otherwise it goes down the side of your container and it seals it shut. You don't want that. Or you can just use a knife and open it up again, kind of thing. But alright. And just like that. Tom's is on there. I'm not going to do these in alphabetical order. I thought this was dusty, but it's just the dust from the inside of it. Okay, these are Tom's, Tiny Tim Tom's. We're just going to stuff that in there. Let's see here. Onions. The purple question mark. That's just going to be a mystery guest for us. Carrots. The bags can fit in there good. This is another one that's half written on there, not very well. The days go by way too fast. I took 2 weeks of vacation last year, and I didn't get as much accomplished as I would like to, which I never do. I just don't know. I get involved with something, and it's just frustrating. There's just, if you feel too overwhelmed and you can't get things done, you can make yourself a note. You can draw from a hat and say, I'm going to get whatever I pick done. And then you get sidetracked. And I'm glad I'm not the only one who does that. And you're like, oh man, I was doing this. I totally forgot because I found this while I was doing it. And off on an adventure you go. So I want to grow some really good big onions from the supermarket. I'm not an onion fan unless they're with sugar and all the things, but I also like to dehydrate them. So we will see if what I think is going to work. So I was listening to something on YouTube, and I never believe anything I see or hear, no matter how legit it is. But they had this one lady who was interviewed, and she stated, they asked her what she thought cancer came from. How is cancer created? And she thought it was from a parasite that lives in your body, and it creates the whatevers, and it creates cancer, and the only way you can cure it is through a black seed, a flax black seed, and some sort of oil, blah, 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 and the doctor just came out with it, that it takes it apart, and it kills it, and it attaches to itself, and, you know, the whole controversy. And then she ends up dead a few days after that episode was aired. Because if they find a cure for cancer, then the scientists won't have jobs to do, to go over to the deepest seas and a reason to get all these things. And so that would, you know, people would be going over and grabbing all this said stuff to cure themselves of cancer. And I was like, oh, okay, well, a little too late. I just thought it was interesting, that's why. French thyme, I don't have any more French thyme. Peanuts, is that a peanut of fruit or vegetable? Or is it neither? It's a legume. So yeah. Yeah, I want to do peanuts also. Alright, and these are cucumbers, crystal apple cucumbers. So we'll do all the plastic thing there. Elephant dill is an herb, but oh, let me find a smaller. Peppers and carrots right here. Let me find a small container for that. If I have any left. We have mixed basil, we have parsley. Parsley is an herb. I may not have enough room. What I need to do is, like I did years ago, is take all this, put it on the floor, organize it by, you know, all the fruits here, all the vegetables there, put all the basil here, all the carrots here, all the peppers here, and then grab one off of each and put it where I want, but I still wouldn't be happy and satisfied and get it straight. So you just mentally have to make a list and say, I want curly parsley, I want mammoth dill, I want yellow tomatoes, and then you check it off and find it. So that's where I'm going to go anyway. Parsley. Okay, well, don't need to do that. That's here. Oh! Mixed basil. Enough! I'm tired of sneezing. Mixed basil. It has too much to do to fill that in. Because these are bigger. They have the, Uzi what's it in it? The packs, the fertilizer packs. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to mix them up, like, together. So there's an equal amount of that small stuff and an equal amount of this multicolored pellets. See what I'm saying? Let's see if I can even accomplish that, or maybe it can go in there the whole way. No, that would be impossible. Let me do half and half. There's no need. These things are so many. Okay. So many basils. There we go. That's better. So they each have a little bit of the Uzi what's it, so it doesn't matter which one I have. Boom, basil. Alright, so what was I going to do? Elephant dill. I want a small one for the dill. And this says carrots. We're going to get rid of the carrots. Alright. And we're going to do... elephant dill. So I'm going to do dill here, and then I'm going to do elephant on top. It says rainbow carrots right now. Try to grow those. It's what happens when you do it willy-nilly. You may not get it, and you're just wasting your seeds. Unless they decide to show up one year, and you're like, But yeah, that awesome? That's awesome, because it just takes it off like nobody's business. So, there you go. And then I dry it. What if I would write with this thinner one? I don't know what my thicker one went. Oh, okay. Now let's get paper. I also have, I'm trying to think. Address labels somewhere. Elephant. There we go. Elephant. There. Well, at least we'll be all organized and I have to do my math, so later this month, which is only another 2 weeks away, and then February is when a lot of my longer crops like onions and brassicas and stuff have to be planted because they take the longest. So I can even get away with doing them this month. I brought in my seed trays that I got from the garden tower place, Greenstock. Brought those in, washed those off, took the dirt out. I got a heat mat. I also have a heat tent. So, if there's any particular thing that you want to see about vegetables and all this stuff, let me know. I am in Zone 7A. So, if you have any questions about that, let me know. But I think that will do it for now. So, thank you for joining me, and we'll talk to you when we talk to you. Bye-bye.